call the meeting to order. So we need a motion to approve the agenda for even date.
So moved.
All right. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. All right, we need a motion to recess as the Board of Supervisors and convene as the Board of Equalization.
So moved. Second.
All right, any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. All right, now we'll hear our objections. Lee, do you want to, or Mr. Rainey, y'all want to explain how this?
This is an opportunity for members of the public to come forward and have a deadline today of 1 o'clock to submit any objections to the assessment, and so which is why we're here today. And the time has passed to submit objections. So how many do we have? 41. 41. All right. Y'all got an order. We've got an order in terms of presenting these, or all right. Sandra Gray. Of course, we have time to time each year. One just won't be read in the record. So,
I'm Sandra. What's left of me?
Hang in there, Miss Sandra. It'll be good.
That's good.
Yeah, just hang in there.
Okay. What do y'all want to know? You gonna ask me questions or what?
well, if you'll just express to the board and to the tax assessor's office your concerns about the appraisal.
Okay. On the restaurant, Family Fish Camp, I'm on the Glenville Coserdale Road. It's been closed to be 2 years, the third weekend, October. And sales have gone down because of that. So I'd like to have some remedy from that. I had taken it from 80,000 the year before. I took it back over to 140,000 the year original. So naturally, I'm looking for some relief. And the other thing is that I just found out when I did the appeal that I'm being charged with a trailer park that I do not have. And I've owned it 11 years. I've never been a trailer. There's been one trailer, and that's mine, but nothing else. So, what else you need to know? Mr. Rainey?
We don't really understand.
All right. Is that all? Okay.
All right. Thank you, Ms. Gray.
My name is Don Barnhill, and I'm with Don Barnhill Associates. We are the property tax consultants who represent the department stores across the whole southeast United States, from Texas all the way back up to Virginia. And I apologize that I don't have enough for everyone to get one of these, but I can pass these out, and if you can sit next to someone, share it.
Main thing is that they're the ones that make sure they get a copy. We can look at it. You can get Mr.
Hand him. That'd be good.
Just to kind of get started, like I said, we represent Belk department stores. We've also represented Sears and Kmart in the past. We have represented a company called Bonton Department Stores that filed bankruptcy last year in February. So we are, over the course of the years, we've probably represented thousands of anchor department stores. Over the 12 years that, or almost 13 years now that I've been in business, I've seen what was a business that was okay, and it has gone south. The anchor department store business is not a good business anymore. Online retail sales and other things have come in and have greatly influenced the market. There's a lack of players in the market, when we call them players, of options. So if you own a anchor department store, there's not a lot of people out there that are ready, willing, and able to come and purchase your department store and maintain it as a department store. You're seeing them change into gymnasiums, trampoline places, all kinds of different uses for the properties. But what we're seeing is that when you get a mall like Bonita Lakes Mall, which has been a pretty decent mall over the years, but we're now seeing Sears is closed, Penney's is closed. I guess as far as anchor department stores, Belk and Dillard's are the only ones that are left there. And so what we do is we work with our clients and try to help them establish what they think the value of option is. So kind of what I'm here for is to relay to you what they have asked me to relay to you, which is that if you looked at this property based upon its income potential, what would it lease for, those type of things, you would probably come up. My client has expressed an opinion of value of about $33.90 a foot, which is $3.2 million. And that would probably be the upper limit of what they think the property's worth. The thing that's most concerning to my client, and I'm trying to be brief, is that all of these properties at the mall itself, the Dillard store, the Sears store, and the Belk store were all valued last year at about $40 a foot. I mean, they were within $1 or $2 of that $40 a square foot. When we came in to look at what the values were for 2019, the Sears value had been lowered down to about $25 a square foot. Now, I understand Sears is closed. I do understand that. But on January 1st, which is the assessment date, the Sears store is still open. So yes, it had been announced it was closing, but if you look at the Sears box, it's the same kind of thing as the Belk store. I mean, they're almost identical, pretty close in size, everything considered. So that's where the Sears store went after the reductions that were granted to it by the assessor prior to the values being established for our stores. Our store stayed the same that it was in the prior years. The mall itself was lowered from about $15 million to $11 million. Now, I'll grant it that the mall has some serious issues with it. There's a lot of vacancy. There's a lot of tenants that are in there that are officially in bankruptcy. So there's some problems with the mall. But my client has asked me to come and express to you all that, their opinion of value based upon what they think the property would rent for, which is based upon the dollars and cents of shopping centers rental rates for regional malls, and using 5% expenses and 5% for vacancy and collection loss and an 8.78 cap rate. That indicates a value of $3.2 million, and the comparable, if you use just kind of between the Sears store and the mall itself, of about $33.90 a square foot. That's what we think should represent the highest value per foot. So basically, my client is of the opinion that the value should be somewhere on the low end of $2,377,000 up to $3,200,000. Any questions?
Have anything?
Yes, sir. Okay, well, thank you. Thank you for your time.
Okay, I'm in the same boat, okay. Close, but not quite there.
As long as they get one, that's the best, that's cool, who's gonna be digging through everything, so,
Investigating and making recommendations.
yes.
So what did you look, and ladies provide, work with these?
Well, the county supervisors, we're actually kind of like the legislative and executive branch of the county government, and then.
And judicial.
Yeah, and judicial. So, and then the tax assessor, he'll go through and they'll look through and bring the recommendation back to us, and then we'll approve it. So, for anything to change, this board has to approve it, but he gives us the recommendation.
Do y'all provide additional input? I'm just curious how it works. This is my first time in Mississippi. So
I mean, we listen to the bills, and then he'll come back and.
when he provides that number to you, do y'all then discuss it or?
Yeah, well, I mean, he discusses each one and talks to us about.
Okay. I'm just curious how that whole thing worked.
Yes, sir.
I appreciate that.
No problem.
So this is, my name's Greg Marwitz. I'm an employee of Dillard's Department Stores. And this is pretty much a carbon copy of what you just heard. I have visited the mall today and got to see the location. And we consider the mall market a national market when we're looking for space. So if we're going to acquire one, we won't look just here in Mississippi. We'll look nationwide and see which markets are better. And with two of the anchors vacating, that's not appealing. And as was mentioned, we don't have many other anchors that can backfill our space of that size. And that's evidenced by the two that remain in the mall. The packet I put together shows the performance of our store on page 2, the center part of the page. Our retail sales have gone down consistently over the last 5 years, and that's reflected a whole lot better on page 4, the chart that shows the decline in retail sales. And retail is based on percentage rent and performance of the market, specifically the malls, and that concept was designed with the anchors being the attraction for the project, and the inline space garnered the higher per square foot prices. And as a result, we got lower rental rates, often got gifted the stores or the land for the project itself. And since this time, that's become antiquated, as you well know. Having been out there and local folks, you know that the vacancy in the mall has increased substantially. And what I noticed is that the mall itself sits back behind everything. There's Bonita Lakes, I believe it's shopping center, or Commons, something to that effect. It's got Joann Fabric that blocks the view of the mall. And I drove, and again, I'm not from here, so I drove for a little bit before I actually wound around back to the mall. And some of that detracts from the mall space as well, not to mention that there's existing vacancies in those structures to boot. So with our sales decline, even if you consider the base rent, the performance here is less than stellar at our store, because we look at a break even of $125 to $150 a square foot. We're at half that. At the bottom of the page, I've pro forma'd a rental rate based on a percentage of rent of 3% of the gross retail sales, and that would give a pro forma rental rate of $2.20 roughly. But we own or occupy this facility, so that's just strictly a pro forma, which is in larger print on the next page. I utilized the nominal vacancy percentage of 5%, when you've got 2 vacant acres and 16 vacant inline spaces that are actually without tenants, not ones that are in trouble. I think 5% is very generous. And then taking a nominal expenses and cap that at 5.5, and that gives an indication of $22 a foot. On page 6, I've just done an estimated rental rate of $3 with the same projections, and that increases my value indication to $28.50 a square foot, roughly. The pages behind these two summaries are the support for this, for all these input assumptions. And if we can go back to page 15 again, I'm trying to keep this down for you folks. Page 15 is a list of anchored apartment sales from 2015 through 2018, and they averaged $27.30 a square foot. When the malls get in this position and our store sales get this low, the next move for us is to turn the store to a clearance location for clearance merchandise, and then once they drop below that, then it's obviously will go the way of the other two stores, because that's generally reflective of the condition of the mall itself. So on page 17, there's a summary of how those figures were developed, and my employer has asked me to present this to you, ladies and gentlemen. And it's also in line with the adjustments to both the Sears store and the mall that were brought up. Sears was at $25 a square foot on the assessment, and the mall's at $30 roughly. And my request is $3.5 million, which is just over $27.50 a foot. Okay, I'd appreciate that.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Good afternoon. Thank you for your consideration. I feel very minuscule when compared to the last two that I've heard, and it is important to me. There are several different things that I live in a 25-year-old subdivision right off Pine Springs Road and State Boulevard Extension. And there was some property kind of on the corner down there that no one ever purchased and built on. And so I ended up purchasing it. Well, a couple of years ago, and I haven't really complained too much about the taxes, but a couple of years ago, the county approached me and there is a terrible drainage issue down there for the homes that were built across the street. If you're familiar with the Lockwood subdivision, most of that water drains down through this property. And they asked me, Bill Carson called me and asked me if they could drain across the property, and I said, well, sure, if it'll help the neighbors, I don't really care. But I didn't realize, I guess, me not being an excavator or in that type of business, I didn't really realize, and it didn't hurt because I didn't have any plans to develop the property or anything like that. But when they came in there, they dug some really large ditches, and it made the property, in my opinion, and I think in the opinion of many, it devalued the property. So there's 5 acres there on the corner they've got valued at $60,000 or so. And I would like some consideration, because that really went from, it wasn't great buildable property or house lots which you could sell for $20,000 a piece. It's basically just timberland on the corner of the road there. So I would like that. There is one other lot that I requested, and it's on the other side of that. It's behind a pond, and when I bought it, it was kind of the same situation. It's basically a pond dam and what was a beaver dam. And I've been able to drain the beaver dam, but it's still, anytime it rains, it's certainly not buildable to do anything with. As a matter of fact, you can't drive even a four-wheel drive four-wheeler across it when it's wet. So I would like some consideration on that to be considered not prime real estate, but just excess property in an older subdivision. The other one that I have is a rental property that I've owned in Oakland Heights. And it's appraised at about $56,000. When I look, a house in perfect condition would be, but this house has been rented for 10 years, and I'm in the process, it has been literally destroyed. So I'll be glad to let anyone in. The floor coverings are gone, the walls are broken, the windows are beat out. It has just been, over the rental process, just destroyed. I don't know if it's financially feasible to repair the house, but right now, and certainly for the last couple of years, I think we would all agree that it's certainly not worth what I'm being taxed on some place. So that is what. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. Yeah, y'all, Trey, y'all have everything y'all need? Good job.
Y'all get me.
Short and brief.
I will, definitely. Okay, Rodriguez Brown, he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 properties. It looks like 2 are in different business names and the other 4 in his name. Looks like they're rental property, one's burned. No real description on the others, just wants lower taxes. Okay, Jason and Heather Burks, they had an appraisal done in June, so I'm sure we'll take a look at that and see how it looks. 321, they're asking for 290. Certainty on their real property, asking for 3.5, reporting. We've currently got it on at $6 million. Certainty personal property. The current value is $10 million, $600,000 on the personal property, and then we've got LRC DeVille Manor. Their value is $3.198 million. They're asking for 2.77. It is low-income housing. They did not get their income statement in on time. So they haven't been sending their income statement in, so they haven't enjoyed the benefit of the tax credits. Terry and Susie French, Dr. French, they don't feel like their property is valued appropriately for surrounding homes across 10th Avenue. La Quinta Properties, their current value is $2.18 million, and they're asking for $1.07 million by a tax manager. So we'll take a look at that. We've got Midway Baptist Church. It says they're seeking an exemption, but
They got an application.
they've got application fee. I don't know why they didn't appeal, but okay. Ramona Ramon is. Ramon's Payne, excuse me. And it looks like he's got several. 1, 2, 3. He has 19.
This must be rental property.
Yes, and it looks like the bulk of it is, and he's saying that market value and condition have changed, and
19, 20 pieces.
it looks like a lot of it's in town too. Okay. So, you know, the millage is kind of high in town, so. Then we've got RCG, which is not, the mall RCG, this is a, leasing company, I think. Right. And, they're appealing their value, it's currently 1.198 million, and they're saying that it should be 1,031,000. And they have provided some documentation, so we'll take a look at that. And then we've got Winn-Dixie, and they didn't really submit anything, they just said they thought the value would go down. No documentation. From a tax rep. Oops, I'm sorry, from a tax rep. So, is that all of them, I think, maybe? I think that might be all of them. And as customary, we have some dessert to celebrate the end of the leadership process.
Be a record. I mean, that's kind of
Might
feel
be
like.
one of the quickest ones, right?
No, it used to
I mean,
be
we could
days.
say 4 or 5 more hours if I want.
Been on record on both ends.
Some of them might be on their way.
One that does it.
I've been here for 2 weeks and now I've been here for what?
Oh, that kind of rain. That's what I'm saying. Get rid of it.
Right.
And they saying that the Sears building is empty, but they've already announced somebody's gonna be in there by the end of the year, if I'm not wrong.
It's actually sold.
And that's a reference to the trampoline park and recreation facilities.
Right. Right. Let me be clear, because basically in order for that to change anyway, we would have to be January 1st, 2020, right? Right. That's what I'm saying.
Well, I was gonna turn in a complaint, but my wife would not let me. I've got Navy people living across the road in 2 houses, and the grass hasn't been cut all year. They just aggravate the devil out of me.
You know what the neighbor would think to do?
The neighborly thing to do is send a load of buckshot across the road.
You can go cut your neighbor grass, man, the lawnmower out.
As much,
You'll be a good neighbor. Y'all ought to go reevaluate this property anyway. You probably build a suite on the back out there with
hey,
hot tubs and stuff.
I done covered the swimming pool up. What are you talking about? They won't even come look.
He got an underground pool.
Indoor.
See what I'm saying? He done cover it up.
Yeah.
So you're saying they let the grass go so they can't see you floating around in the pool, is that it?
You don't even wanna get me started on that over there.
I know, don't you hate neighbors like that?
All right, we good?
Any more?
Good.
That's all?
All right, so we
And
need,
they Navy people, that's what.
They out flying.
yeah, okay.
So we had a quick board meeting, Jonathan.
That's what
was.
the Yeah.
We had a quick tax appeal, Jonathan was.
We ought to encourage him not to show up at the next.
What did you say there?
It's a common denominator.
No, you know the devil you got.
Oh, that's true. The devil you know is better than the devil you don't know.
That's my calling. There's a lot of people. Just one person this morning. He as soon as I texted him, he called me back. He was what? Who was it? Who?
Is that what he texted? Yeah.
We good? All right. So we need a motion to adjourn as the Board of Equalization convene.
Number 5.
Oh, okay. Motion. Motion to take, I've always wanted to do that to quiet people down. Yeah.
First time I feel you. I'm sorry, sir. I'm not gonna.
Motion to take objection heard today under advisement till all objections are heard.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion to adjourn as the Board of Equalization and convene as the Board of Supervisors.
So moved. Second.
Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, so anything else?
Make it be noted, I was scared to open my mouth after that gavel came down.
Yeah, man.
All right, motion to recess until Monday, August 19th, 2019 at 9 a.m.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
You're adjourned.
Fine.